Right now, before you scroll away, before doubt pulls you back, before fear convinces you that you are ordinary, listen to this carefully, because this message is not for everyone. It is for the ones who are tired of being small, tired of being ignored, tired of watching life pass while their dreams stay trapped inside their chest. This is for the one who knows deep down that they were born for more but have been chained by fear, habits, excuses, and the opinions of others. Today that chain breaks, because the power you are searching for has always been inside you, waiting to be awakened. You were not created to survive, you were created to rise, and the reason your soul feels restless is because it refuses to settle for a life without purpose. Most people die at 25 and are buried at 75 because they stop dreaming, stop pushing, stop believing. But you are here because something in you still burns, and that fire is not random. It is your destiny calling you forward. Every struggle you faced, every rejection you survived, every failure that tried to stop you was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to build the version of you that can carry greatness. Pain is not proof that you are losing. Pain is proof that you are being forged, and strong people are not born, they are created through pressure, discipline, and persistence. If life is hitting you hard, it is because it knows you are strong enough to handle what is coming next. The world does not reward comfort, it rewards courage. The ones who wake up when others sleep, the ones who keep moving when others quit, the ones who believe when nothing makes sense. That is where champions are built. You do not need motivation, you need decision. The decision to stop waiting, the decision to stop doubting, and the decision to start acting even when you feel afraid, because confidence is not something you wait for, it is something you earn by doing what others avoid. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you are telling the universe, I am not here to play small, I am here to win. And that mindset will change your life more than any external circumstance ever could. Your past does not define you, your mistakes do not own you, and your current situation is not your final destination. What matters is what you choose from this moment forward, because greatness is not found in what you were, it is built by what you do next. Most people want success, but they do not want the discipline. Most people want respect, but they do not want the grind. Most people want the result, but they are not willing to become the person who deserves it. But you are different because you are still listening, you are still searching, and you are still hungry, and that hunger is your advantage. Do not waste it. Feed it with action, feed it with focus, and feed it with relentless effort, because the life you dream about is not given to the lucky, it is taken by the committed. The moment you stop making excuses and start making moves is the moment your life begins to change. You do not need permission, you do not need approval, and you do not need perfect conditions. You only need the courage to start and the strength to continue even when it gets hard, because it will get hard. And that is exactly why most people will never reach their potential, but you will, because you are no longer waiting, you are awakening. And when a person awakens to their power, nothing can stop them, not fear, not failure, not even their own past. As you let this message sink deeper into your spirit, you begin to realize that the power you are searching for has never been outside of you, it has always been waiting to be awakened by faith, discipline, and truth. And Jesus is the one who awakens it, because he does not just inspire, he transforms. He does not just motivate, he rebuilds. When Jesus steps into your life, he does not whisper weakness, he speaks identity, and suddenly you no longer see yourself as small, broken, or limited. You start to see yourself as chosen, called, and capable of rising higher than anything that ever tried to hold you down. This is why so many people stay stuck. They do not lack potential, they lack alignment, because when your life is not aligned with truth, your energy leaks into fear, distraction, and doubt. But when Jesus becomes the center, everything begins to focus. Your thoughts gain clarity, your heart gains courage, and your steps gain direction. You stop waking up wondering why you are here and start waking up Knowing that your life is a mission even when you do not see the full picture yet, and this is where discipline begins to matter, because power without discipline leads to chaos, but power guided by faith leads to unstoppable progress. Jesus trains you from the inside out, teaching you how to master your thoughts, control your reactions, and choose purpose over pleasure, because greatness is not built in comfort, it is built in commitment and sacrifice. When you walk with Jesus, you learn how to say no to things that weaken you so you can say yes to the things that strengthen you. And this is not about religion, this is about becoming the strongest version of who you were created to be, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically, because when your spirit is strong your mind becomes focused, and when your mind is focused your life becomes unstoppable. This message is not meant to entertain you, it is meant to wake you up to the reality that you were created for more than survival, more than average, and more than fear. Jesus did not come so you could live small, he came so you could live free, bold, and unshakable in a world that constantly tries to break people down. You are not here to be defeated by your past or controlled by your circumstances. You are here to rise, to grow, and to become a living testimony of what faith combined with discipline can do. And the moment you decide to believe that, the moment you stop waiting for motivation and start choosing obedience, something powerful begins to shift inside you, because God does not bless comfort zones, he blesses courage, and every step you take in faith, even when you feel unsure, is building a future stronger than anything you left behind. As this new fire begins to rise within you, understand that greatness is not reserved for a few chosen people but for anyone willing to commit to daily growth, discipline, and courage, because success is not built in moments of inspiration but in habits of consistency. You do not become powerful by wishing, you become powerful by deciding and acting even when you do not feel ready. Every champion you admire, every leader you respect, and every dreamer who made it through the storm once stood where you are now, uncertain, afraid, but determined, and what separated them from the rest was not luck but the refusal to quit when the road became uncomfortable. Life will test you not to break you but to reveal who you really are. Pressure exposes character and adversity uncovers potential, and when you keep moving forward through resistance you discover strengths you never knew you had. This is why you must stop waiting for perfect conditions and start moving with what you have, because progress is created by momentum, not perfection. You may feel behind, you may feel overlooked, and you may feel tired, but the truth is every step you take today is building the future you will stand in tomorrow. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, every time you choose effort over excuses, and every time you choose faith over fear, you are rewriting your story. You are no longer the person who gives up when things get hard, you are becoming the person who adapts, overcomes, and rises. Even when everything says stop, your mind must become your strongest ally, not your biggest enemy. Stop feeding it doubt, comparison, and negativity, and start feeding it vision, belief, and purpose, because what you think about consistently you move toward consistently, and when your thoughts align with your goals your actions begin to follow. The world does not reward those who wait, it rewards those who work, and the future does not belong to the most talented, it belongs to the most persistent. So do not let temporary discomfort steal permanent potential. You were not created to live small, play safe, or stay stuck. You were created to grow, expand, and leave a mark on this world, and every challenge you face is proof that you are being prepared for something greater. So keep going when you feel tired, keep pushing when you feel unsure, and keep believing when nothing seems to be changing, because transformation is happening even when you cannot see it. And one day you will look back and realize that this season was not breaking you, it was building you into someone stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than you ever imagined. Right now, before another second slips away, let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever felt like you are alive but not truly living, like your body moves but your soul feels tired, like you keep going but you do not know where you are going or why? Because that feeling is not weakness, it is a signal from deep inside you that you were created for more. And today Jesus is speaking to that place inside your heart that no one else can see. My Beloved child, you were never designed to just survive. This world, you were designed to rise above it with purpose, peace and power, but life has tried to break you, disappoint you, confuse you and distract you from who you really are, and yet even now Jesus has not given up on you. He sees your tears, your silent battles and your hidden fears, and He is saying, I am still with you, I am still calling you, and I am still ready to change your life if you will listen. This is not just another motivational message. This is a moment of decision, because what you do with this message will shape what happens next in your life. You can continue drifting in confusion, or you can step into clarity through Christ. You can remain trapped by fear, or you can walk in faith. You can keep carrying everything alone, or you can let Jesus carry you. When you invite Jesus into your life, He does not just give you comfort, He gives you direction. He does not just heal your heart, He rebuilds your identity. He does not just help you survive, He teaches you how to live strong, free and unshaken in a broken world. Jesus did not come to make you religious, He came to make you new, and the reason you still feel restless is because your spirit remembers what it was created for, and that is connection with God, purpose beyond pain and hope that does not depend on circumstances. You may have failed, you may have fallen, you may feel far from where you should be, but Jesus is not looking at your distance, He is looking at your direction, and today your direction can change in one moment of surrender. When you say, Lord, I am tired of running, tired of pretending, tired of carrying this alone, I need you. And when that prayer leaves your heart, something shifts, because heaven responds to humility. Grace meets surrender and new life begins. This is how Jesus changes people, not through pressure but through presence, not through shame but through love. And as you continue listening, you will begin to feel something awakening inside you, a desire to grow, to heal, to believe again, and that is because your soul is recognizing truth. Jesus is not here to judge your past, He is here to lead your future, and if you stay with this message, you will discover how to break free from fear, build unshakable faith, and step into the life you were created to live. My beloved child, you may not realize it yet, but this very moment is a turning point in your life, because when truth enters the heart, change begins, whether you feel it immediately or not. Jesus is not calling you to religion, He is calling you to relationship, a living, breathing connection that heals what the world damaged, restores what life broke, and rebuilds what pain destroyed. You have tried to stay strong on your own, you have tried to move forward despite disappointment, rejection and loss, but deep inside you still feel the weight of unanswered questions and unfulfilled purpose, and Jesus sees all of it. He sees the nights you cried alone, the times you pretended to be okay when you were not, and the fear you hide behind a smile, and yet He still calls you by name, because His love does not depend on your performance but on His promise. He knows your past and He still chose you. He knows your weakness and He still believes in you. He knows your mistakes and He still offers you grace, because when Jesus looks at you, He does not see what you were, He sees what you are becoming through Him. This is why His invitation is so powerful, because it is not about escaping your life, it is about transforming it from the inside out. When you walk with Jesus, you do not become perfect overnight, but you become stronger, wiser and more peaceful with every step, because His Spirit begins to guide your thoughts, your choices and your direction. Many people think they need to clean up their life before coming to God, but the truth is you come as you are, broken, confused, tired, and He does the healing, the cleaning and the rebuilding, because that is who He is, a restorer, a redeemer and a faithful guide. Your value is not in what you have done or failed to do, your value is in who God created you to be. And when Jesus enters your life, that identity becomes clear. You stop living to please people, you stop being controlled by fear, and you stop doubting your worth, because you finally know who you belong to, and that changes everything. Your future is no longer defined by your past, your peace is no longer controlled by circumstances, and your hope is no longer Fragile because it is anchored in Christ. This is not motivational talk, this is spiritual truth. When Jesus becomes the center of your life, chaos loses its power, anxiety loses its grip, and purpose begins to rise within you because the one who created you now leads you, and that leadership brings clarity where there was confusion, strength where there was weakness, and light where there was darkness. This message is not reaching you by chance, it is reaching you because God is inviting you into a deeper life, a life of faith, courage, and meaning, where you no longer just exist but truly live, guided by His presence and sustained by His love. If you are listening to this right now, it is not by accident, because something in your spirit is tired of living the same broken cycle, and something deep inside you is crying for change. Even if you cannot explain it with words, you may look strong on the outside, but inside you feel empty, restless, and uncertain about your future. Yet this moment is your turning point, because Jesus is calling you not to religion, not to rules, but to real transformation. My beloved child, you were not created to live in fear, confusion, or weakness. You were created with divine purpose, power, and destiny, but life has tried to bury you under pain, failure, rejection, and disappointment, and the enemy has whispered lies telling you that you are not good enough, not worthy, and not capable. But Jesus stands before you today saying you are chosen, you are loved, and you are called for something greater than this broken season. You are not here to just survive, you are here to rise, to become, to overcome, and to walk in the authority God placed inside you before you were even born. Many people spend their whole lives trying to fill the emptiness in their heart with money, relationships, success, or attention, but nothing satisfies, because the soul was designed for God, and until Jesus becomes the center of your life, everything will feel unstable, incomplete, and fragile. Jesus does not come to decorate your old life, He comes to give you a new one. He does not come to patch your pain, He comes to heal it from the root. And when He steps into your life, darkness begins to lose its power, chains begin to break, and your mind begins to wake up to who you really are. This is not just a motivational speech, this is a divine wake-up call, because your future is too important to waste in fear, laziness, doubt, or distraction. Jesus is ready to rebuild you, restore you, and raise you higher than where you fell. But first you must make a decision to stop running from Him and start walking with Him. When you walk with Jesus, you do not become weak, you become disciplined, focused, fearless, and unshakable, because His strength begins to live inside you. And when God is inside you, nothing outside you can stop you. Today is the day you stop being a victim of your past and become a warrior for your future. Today is the day you stop letting fear control you and start letting faith lead you. Today is the day Jesus changes your life if you are willing to surrender not your dreams but your pride, not your future but your control, because when you give Jesus control, He gives you right now, wherever you are, whatever you are feeling. I want you to slow down for just a moment, because something important is happening in your life and you may not even realize it yet. This message did not reach you by accident, it reached you because Jesus knows exactly what you are going through. He knows the battles you fight in silence, the fears you hide behind your smile, the exhaustion in your heart, and the questions in your mind. And today He is calling you not to shame you, not to judge you, but to lift you out of the place where you have been stuck. My beloved child, you were never created to live broken, confused, afraid, or empty. You were created to live with purpose, peace, and power. But somewhere along the way life hurt you, people disappointed you, dreams failed, and slowly you began to believe that this was all life had to offer. But Jesus is standing in front of you now saying there is more, there is healing, there is hope, there is restoration, and there is a future greater than anything you lost. You may feel weak right now, but Jesus does His greatest work in moments of weakness. You may feel unworthy, but He does His greatest miracles. And let Him carry what you were never meant to carry by yourself. When Jesus enters your life, He does not just change your situation, He changes your identity. You stop being defined by your past and you start being defined by His love. You stop being controlled by fear and you start walking in faith. You stop living in survival mode and you begin to live with purpose. This is why this message matters, because today can be the day your story changes, not because everything suddenly becomes easy, but because you are no longer walking alone. Jesus is inviting you into a relationship that brings peace when life is loud, strength when you are tired, and hope when you feel lost. And this journey you are beginning right now is not about religion, it is about restoration, not about rules, but about renewal, not about fear, but about freedom. And as you continue listening, something inside you will start to awaken, because the Spirit of God is already working in your heart, preparing you for a life that is stronger, deeper, and more meaningful than anything you have known before. Listen to me very carefully before you scroll away, because what you are about to hear is not just another motivational talk. It is a wake-up call to your soul, a reminder of who you really are and what you are capable of becoming. Even if right now you feel tired, lost, broken, or invisible, this message found you for a reason, because deep inside you know that you were meant for more than surviving, more than repeating the same painful days, more than living with fear, doubt, and regret. You were created to rise, to overcome, to build, to lead, and to live with purpose. But somewhere along the way life hit you hard. People disappointed you, dreams got delayed, and you slowly started believing that maybe this is all your life will ever be. But I am here to tell you that your story is not finished. Your future is not limited by your past, and your pain is not your identity. Every strong person you admire was once weak. Every successful person you respect once felt lost, and every confident person you see once doubted themselves. But they made one powerful decision: they refused to give up. And today you are being invited to make that same decision, not tomorrow, not when things are easier, but right now, in this moment. Because change does not begin when circumstances improve, it begins when you decide to rise despite them. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you do control how you respond, and that choice determines your destiny. Life will test you again and again. It will try to convince you that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, but those are lies designed to keep you small. The truth is that you are far more powerful than you have ever been told, and the moment you start believing that is the moment your life starts to change. This is your time to break free from fear, from laziness, from excuses, and from the voice in your head that says you cannot do it. Because you can. You were not born to live an average life, you were born to live a meaningful one, and that requires courage, discipline, and faith in yourself. Even when nobody else believes in you, there will be days when you feel tired, there will be days when you want to quit, and there will be days when everything seems to go wrong. But those are not signs to stop, those are signs that you are growing, because comfort never builds greatness, struggle does, pain does, effort does. Every time you stand up after being knocked down, you become stronger than you were before, and every time you choose to keep going, you get closer to the life you dream about. Stop waiting for motivation to come to you, because motivation comes after action, not before it. Start moving even when you feel afraid, start working even when you feel unprepared, and start believing even when you feel unsure, because progress is built by imperfect steps taken consistently over time. The future you want will never come if you stay where you are today. So stand up mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and make a decision that you will no longer be a prisoner of your past or your fear. You will become the person you were meant to be, one disciplined step at a time. This journey will not be easy, but it will be worth it, and everything you need to succeed is already inside you, waiting for you to activate it. If you have ever felt like something inside you is missing, even though you are still breathing, still working, still smiling for the world, then this message is for you, because deep in your soul you know you were created for more than survival, more than stress, more than silent pain, and Jesus is speaking to you right now, not to judge you, not to pressure you, but to rescue you, restore you, and lead you into the life you were always meant to live. My beloved child, you are not weak for feeling tired, you are not broken for feeling empty, and you are not forgotten just because life has been hard. You are human, and Jesus understands your struggles more deeply than anyone else because he sees every tear, every fear, every hidden battle you fight when no one else is watching, and he still says you are worthy of love, grace, and a new beginning. Many people walk through life carrying wounds from their past mistakes, failures, betrayals, and disappointments, thinking they must fix themselves before they can be loved. But Jesus does the opposite. He meets you in your brokenness and begins the healing there. He does not wait for you to be perfect before he accepts you. He invites you to come as you are tired, confused, and hurting, and he will begin to change you from the inside out. When you walk with Jesus, you do not just become a better person, you become a new person with a new heart, new desires, and a new direction, because real transformation is not about trying harder, it is about surrendering deeper and allowing God to rebuild what life has damaged. Jesus is not just a religious figure, he is the living source of hope, peace, and purpose. And when you allow him into your life, everything starts to shift: your mindset, your priorities, your relationships, and your future. Many people think happiness comes from money, success, or attention, but those things fade quickly, leaving the heart empty again. Only Jesus gives a peace that does not disappear when circumstances change, and that is why this message is reaching you now, because something in your spirit is ready to awaken, ready to heal, and ready to step into a higher purpose than pain. This is the moment where you stop running from God and start walking with him, where fear begins to lose its power and faith begins to grow stronger than your doubts. And this journey will not be easy, but it will be meaningful and fulfilling, because Jesus never leads you to emptiness, he always leads you to life. If nobody has told you this today, listen carefully, because this message might be the turning point of your entire life. You are not behind, you are not broken, and you are not unlucky. You are simply standing at the edge of a breakthrough that most people never reach because they quit too early. Every struggle you have faced, every delay you have suffered, and every time you felt invisible was not meant to destroy you, it was meant to build you into someone the world cannot ignore. And right now your future is quietly waiting for the moment you decide to stop doubting yourself and start believing in your own potential. You were not born to live small, you were born to rise, but rising always comes after pressure. Diamonds are not created in comfort, and strong people are not built in easy seasons. They are formed in moments where giving up feels easier than continuing, and yet you kept going even when you were tired, even when nobody clapped for you, and even when you had to fight battles silently. That alone proves you carry something powerful inside you. Most people give up when they do not see immediate results, but winners keep moving even when results are invisible, because they understand that progress is happening beneath the surface before it ever shows on the outside. Right now life is testing you, not to see if you will fail, but to see if you are strong enough to step into the next version of yourself. And the truth is, you are stronger than the doubts in your mind, louder than the fear in your heart, and more capable than the past that tried to hold you back. Every setback you faced was training, not punishment. Every rejection was redirection, not failure. And every closed door was guiding you toward the one that will finally open. You do not need permission to become great, you only need courage to keep going. When motivation fades, discipline is what will carry you forward. When emotions give up, because success is not built on feelings, it is built on habits repeated daily. When nobody is watching right now, the world might not see your effort, but that does not mean it is not adding up, because consistency compounds silently until one day everything changes and people call it luck, but you will know it was persistence. This is your time to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start becoming the person who creates perfect outcomes, because confidence is not something you wait for, it is something you build by keeping promises to yourself even when it is hard. And every time you push through resistance, you prove to yourself that you are not weak, you are becoming unstoppable. Your future is not controlled